this community. For more information about the show, log into irlonestar.com/tbptx.
Did you know there are more than 790 abused and neglected children currently in foster care in Montgomery County? Will you help make a difference? I'm Allie Stevens with Casa Child Advocates of Montgomery County. We train and support volunteers to be the voice of children in the foster care system. Kids are removed from their home because of abuse and neglect, and we need volunteers just like you to advocate for these children. To learn more about becoming an advocate, please visit CasaSpeaksForKids.com. That's CasaSpeaksForKids.com.
A Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show, with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
Listen in Mondays at noon to hear Conroe news from local nonprofits, businesses, upcoming events, Conroe Park events, news stories, and information that matters to you with your host, Margie Taylor of Taylorized PR. For more information about being a guest, visit irlonestar.com/Conroe Culture.
Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe, and worldwide at irlonestar.com.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us to listen to the Cindy Cochran Show. And I am Cindy Cochran, so that works out well. And I have two amazing guests today. But before we get to them, I have to say thank you to the Wootton Financial Group. Chris Wootton has this financial group, and they've been around for like 20-something years. And he's so well known in the Conroe area. So if you have trouble with your money, if you have trouble keeping your money, or spending too much money, or you don't know what's going to happen to you in your retirement, Chris Wootton is the person you got to call. You got to call him. He's so great, and he's going to do a first meeting with you with no obligation. And he's a fiduciary, and that's not a nasty word. It means that he puts the client first. The client goes first, and if you win, he wins. So it's a good deal. And so we'll have a spot with Chris on it during the show, and he'll give you all the information that you need to know. And especially he'll say, don't listen to anything Cindy says, because I'm not obligated to whatever she's saying. He actually says that it's a disclaimer, but it's okay. Anyway, he'll be on, and you'll get to listen to him and hear it come straight out of the horse's mouth. But do y'all know Chris Wootton? Have you ever heard of him?
The name sounds familiar, but I'm not quite sure.
Well, he's on a lot of radio shows. He's done a lot of radio shows, and he actually decided to sponsor ours.
I see that.
And he had sponsored it once before when we were over in the other studio, and he came back. So I told people, I said, see, he's seen the shows, and he's come back, and it's amazing. So
he obviously knew you needed his help.
Yes.
Does he know about your Holly Hobby calendar bookkeeping system?
Sam's trying to keep that from him. And Sam loves him. If Sam loves somebody, because he doesn't love anybody, so sometimes I wonder, but he likes Chris. He thinks Chris is really smart, and he feels confident about letting him take care of our money. He says, just make sure that Cindy can't have it. Don't let her sign for anything. But anyway, so I am so excited today because I have just promoted the way out of these people that I've known for years and years and years. Mike Huffine and Brian Falcon is here today, and they're the owners of Silver Rock Productions. And if you live anywhere near, the Woodlands, or if you're involved in any kind of production, or you need something, you will have been told you need to go get a third job and then go over to Silver Rock and try and get them to do your production. Do you think that's right? Look at Brian going, that's not true.
Third job for,
Well, it's the way the economy is right now.
Yes.
But I know y'all haven't been hit or hurt by the economy, right?
Oh, yeah. Last year was tough.
Last year was tough.
Last year was tough. Started off really great. We had some fantastic production that went on. Nationally known movie that we directed and as director of photography and shot and technically. And then come June, July, everybody's money just seemed to freeze.
Really?
Yeah, work was tough. Work was tough for the last half of the year.
And y'all didn't call me?
Well, we didn't need a.
He's going to say something.
We didn't need anyone to trip over our C-stands, so I think we were pretty good.
I try to explain that to people when we do anything. I was like, okay, now look, here's the deal. If a light's going to go down, it's going to go down with me. So you want me to walk through this once, probably before we start shooting something, and that's really how.
Yeah.
Well, I've told people that you're the reason we invest in cable ramps and guards
and sandbags.
Yeah, and sandbags.
And sandbags. That's
the reason.
I remember those
Cindy
stupid.
definitely was a reason for implementing a lot of new procedures, safety protocols.
Yeah.
That was kind of, the way we come in, we had to plan, this is where everybody's going to come in and out, and this is where Cindy's going to come in and out.
And it was always so much larger for me to come through. But that's okay. We had so many years together. I mean, what's weird is that Sam worked with your dad, so he knows him, and that was way before we had even met.
Yeah.
And then Mikey was, I like to call him, because he was at the high school, the same high school that my daughter was. And how I met Mike was, there was a flood near where we lived. And so I'm driving down this, I'm in a big truck, and I'm driving down this, and I see Mike running up to the different cars and talking to them. And I'm going, what is he doing? And he comes up to our car, and he says, do you need me to help you get out of here? And I said, no, I got a truck. I'm okay. And I said, what are you doing? He said, we're just helping people get going, and if they pay us, that's fine.
I vaguely remember that, but
you really do.
Yeah,
it was right there in front of Eisenhower
Antoine or something right there. Yeah,
it was right across from Eisenhower.
I don't even know if that was
Eisenhower.
during high school. That was even before high school, I think.
Before you went to high school? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
now my first memory of you was at work at Etc.
Oh, I know
when when we worked there together. So
he was he was a growing boy and very energetic, and he was so funny. It was really an interesting conversation. You never knew what you were going to talk about with Mike, and but he was great. You were wonderful.
It was a great club.
Yeah. And it was a workout club, and it was a racquetball club, and that's what.
And you were the resident professional.
I was. I was the one that would
professional.
teach
Cindy
everyone.
whooped up on him there.
All the boys, come on in.
Yeah.
And I had these cut-off gloves and long red fingernail polish. They go like, oh, I'm going to beat this lady to death.
When you look up, and every now and then you come across these really weird early 80s, not just 80s, early 80s aerobics, dancing to stuff Olivia Newton-John wasn't sing. That was Cindy.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yes.
Sam came in and go, what are y'all watching? And I said, this is aerobics. He said, for what? And I said, it's for health's sake and all that. He said, what are they wearing? But that was the time. That was everybody, was doing those kind of videos and stuff. But it was fun. So I knew you way back when, and then Brian, and then when I went to work for Warner, you called and was talking about either you called or I called y'all to find out if I could use your studio or something.
It was that.
So I had reached out to you.
You reached
at
out to
Warner
me, yeah.
because I knew you were at Warner, and or I'd heard about that, and I said, "Hey, we're in the area. If you've got any overflow or any work that you need to send, we'd love to be able to handle it." And you were kind enough to say, "You know what? I think I've got something."
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then when I went to work for the church, y'all got a lot of work when I did that. That was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
They were great, and we had so many videos that we're doing all the time.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it was.
And you know what? We're Jen, that's back editing right now and watching.
Oh, good.
She should
Oh,
be
we have
working.
2 watchers.
Yes, we have
That's
2
great.
watchers.
Doubled my audience.
Jen is working on Joy School right now,
Oh my goodness.
which is one of
Yeah.
Cindy's favorite.
That was.
And Deborah
that was-
still asks about Cindy.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, that place has grown and grown. I mean, it was those little bitty house. Now it's just
Yeah.
huge. So if
Oh,
you
I
don't know what
love
Joy
that
School
place.
is, a whole nother conversation. Look it up. It is amazing. So
That's
they do
beautiful
great-
because it
great work
was.
there.
We had so many shoots there. It seemed like there was a lot of work there. But the shoots that we would go on, I got to direct. And so one time I had to do a come to Jesus meeting with Michael and say, look, if I'm directing, you got to quit overriding me and saying, we're going to do this and that, and it's in conflict with me, and I'm going, I got to be the boss on there. You can pull me aside or take me outside and say, look, and tell me, because you're going to write the check to me, so I'll give you that. But so we had to have this meeting, and it was great. After that, he calmed down and said, okay, all right, that's fine. But now he couldn't wait for me to get out of there. He just couldn't wait. I know that's true. So you could then use all that I taught you. Do you still use those same kind of techniques?
All the time.
Okay.
I wrote a treatment for somebody the other day, just like all those treatments that we used to write. I still write them just like that. And to be honest, the whole Joy School video is your brainchild is still used today on that video. They still go through the same process. That process has not changed since you started it.
Is there any royalties involved? No. Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. We're not charging you to be here today. So
That's true.
Matter of fact, where do I send my invoice? Is that to you? I'm not sure.
Yeah, to Richard.
Richard?
Yeah. And he'll pay you half as much as he pays me, and it'll be great.
Oh, that's good.
Half of 0 is 0.
Because we do look for sponsors so that I can have gas enough to get here from Willis. And so if you know anyone, that would like to sponsor, and he's shaking his head already before I even ask him.
No, it's just when you said gas, it made me think of do you still eat Cheetos in your salad? Because I think we still have keyboards with Cheeto juice all over them.
It's true. They would come in and go, I know who's been editing. It's Cindy, I tried to clean up after myself, but we had late nights. My goodness, how long we would work. It was just amazing. I couldn't stay up past 8:30 now, and so I can't. I think of how long we stay up to like 2 o'clock in the morning or something like that, and I go like, how did we do that?
We just had the days you would. I mean, if you've ever seen somebody that just had a really unorganized desktop on their computer or solid desk, that was Cindy, and just files everywhere, and the timeline when she would edit, it was just like a mosaic. Of just files everywhere. When you played, it told a story. So
Yes.
Cindy would work really late assembling stuff, and it'd be all over the place, but linearly it would tell the story. So I'd come in the next day and clean it all up to where we can. And so we had a good working relationship with that.
That's right.
Of just learning. So
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to say, if you taught or we just learned from working with you, the most difficult way of getting something done. And how to make it easy afterwards. And so it was a lot of learning.
But because I edited a lot at Warner, because at Warner, Jeff Weiss, remember
Yeah.
Jeff Weiss? He came in he came in, and I'm going like, okay, I want to do this and that, and he goes, no, can't do that. And I went, why can't you do it? He says, I can't do it. So what else you got? And I went, well, okay, then do this. And he goes, okay, I think I can do that, but we're not gonna go as long as you wanted to go on this because it's not gonna make sense. And he questioned everything I did, and he told me you can't do that and you can't do this, and it just made me so mad. So I learned to edit, and I said, okay, Jeff, you don't need to come in today because I think I got this. And he goes, well, you got what? And I said, I can do this. And he said, it's not going to look good. It's going to be, he said a bad word, but he said, you shouldn't. I said, look, I'm going to learn how because I'm not going to take you saying, no, you can't do it. I'm going to find a way to do it. And he goes, oh, brother. But I did. I found out because other people would come in and sit there and I go, if you wanted to do something like this, how would you do that?
Would you do, yeah.
But when I started working with you guys, it was so much fun because Bryant was brilliant. It was he did, and you were brilliant at all the graphics and all that, and it was amazing. It was such a great team we had, and we won awards as well when we did the movies. The quick, what was it called? What was that called? The contest they had.
Oh, 48-hour film festival.
48 hours.
We got some trophies from that.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
We
got in and got out. That was.
And that's where I stayed up the most, because I said, okay, when y'all come back in, I'll have it written, and then we'll give out the parts, and we'll do,
We had such a team that first year. It was a 48-hour film festival, and we finished 6 or 8 hours to spare.
Right.
Where half the teams didn't even finish.
Right.
The others were having to cut stuff out to get to the end. But we had gotten so used to working together. We got it done so quick. And then won the local one, won the national one with it, and all that.
And the article that came out in the paper was that we were rolling over the big boys in Houston. And that's what made the people in Houston have these big production companies, and their studios are huge and all that stuff. And they didn't understand what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to write a piece that has some draw on someone being handicapped, a love romance, and then all these different elements that you need to do that will people go, how are they doing that in 48 hours? They're going to make this work and get a story told.
Well, that was all you.
It was all, thank you.
You knew that story going into it.
Thank you.
And you made those elements fit to whatever we drew out as a topic.
See, that was what people...
The planning was essential.
Yeah. Here's what people didn't know is that we went on Friday night, and everybody that was going to be a part of this, these big, production companies from Houston coming in, and we're having this party. And then they do a drawing, and you have to draw out what your genre was going to be and what you had to use inside that video to be qualified. And so it was like, we want a boot. Somebody has to wear a boot, and somebody has to have a this or whatever. And so so I took that and then wrote the concept. Yeah. I already had in my head, so I didn't know what they were going to throw at it, but you could put it in there. So then I stayed at the studio all by myself, working on this and calling y'all and okay, I'm going to need this and that, what kind of equipment and what locations. It was the location that was weird. And then having Larry there was just, awesome.
And Larry was the second year. The first year it was Michael Hunter that shot with us because Larry was actually on one of the other teams the first year.
Oh, that's right. And, that's right.
Yeah.
And I remember having you editing back at the studio. As soon as we shoot something, we'd have to bring it in and have it edited. And then and Mike was doing graphics, and Nathan and Bernard Pierre came in, and
Bernard.
And so I said, I want this music, and it's got to be like this. And then I hummed it to him because he thought he was going to look at something written down, and he was going to play it. I said, it has to be like this, and this is what we're going to do. So he did it. I mean, it was amazing, and it was so fun. I don't know. I thought, we got Red Bull was our sponsor.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Oh,
and
yes.
so that's the first time Red Bull had really just come out.
Yeah.
And I tasted that stuff and went, oh boy, I'm going to just be so jacked up and be able to do everything I needed to. And I spit that stuff out. I could not. Red
we
Bull
loved
didn't
it.
give me.
Slowly got hooked, and we didn't
Yeah,
know. So
y'all
Red
liked
Bull
it.
sponsored the event. We thought, oh, that's cool. And there was a Red Bull person there. And then after we won, it was like the next week, this local rep shows up, and we're like, oh, cool. And we thought she brought us a case of Red Bull. And then she brings in one of those small refrigerators like you see at the bar.
Yeah.
Right.
And left it with us for, it was like, two
3 months?
3
3
months.
months.
And then she would come
Stocked
by
it.
and restock it. And so we're sitting there, we're like, hey, it's there. So it's like every time you got a little thirsty, we were drinking 3 and 4
Oh,
and 5
man.
Red Bulls a day.
Yeah, like
We
monsters.
got
Those are
so
monsters.
much work done. There's a certain
true.
huge church down there that really benefited from a lot of work that we got done. And then after
true.
that, it's like we had to cold turkey. We had to go.
But I thought that stuff tasted horrible, and I
yeah.
felt so bad because they're the sponsors, and you better drink this, Cindy.
Yeah.
And but we used them inside the. We had to use them inside the
Yeah.
video as well. And Mike was a star of the second. And Samantha said, "You've got to get the shot of Mike opening that door," and in the bedroom, he opens that door, and he says, "Just get it and play it, and don't tell him you're going to play it." And he,
I don't even remember that. What?
We'll put that
you
one on
know
YouTube.
what that is.
I'm trying to think about it.
No, we know
That
what that
was-
is. It was great because
That was in the first one, yeah.
yeah, because when my mom died and she was in the
Oh, yeah.
video,
Yeah.
and so we played the video and I forgot about that part in there, and all our relatives are sitting there watching that, and there's, oh, Helen did so good, look at her, she's signing this up, and then we go to the hotel room and what is this? And he opens the door and he's like half naked, and but everybody loves that shot. They love that so much.
That was fun.
So we did a lot of work, and think of all of the stuff we did, and we like stretched, everything that we had, that talent and everything, to make stuff happen. It was amazing. So y'all were just so great to work with. And so now I'm so glad you're still around, and since you don't have me anymore, but
Yes.
but you've gone on, and it made me so proud. It's like, birthing y'all and getting you on your own.
Yeah.
No, but y'all are so talented.
You
so
were our
great.
production mama.
Yes, I was. I had to
Silver
feed,
Rock mama.
I had to feed them too, Richard. I had to bring food and stuff, But I had that shirt, that WC shirt. You remember the WCTV
Oh, yeah,
shirt?
WCTV.
I got that shirt. I don't know who ordered that for me.
Was that-
But I put it in the.
It's probably,
You did?
oh, yeah.
I know. You know what? He knows what I'm getting ready to say. So it was in my closet, and I go like, "What is this?" And I said, "That's the W." And I pulled it out, and I went, "Good grief!" So I put that on, and I went, I'm like Batman. I'm like, "What is this?" And so was I that fat back then? I don't know what happened. It was hard.
It looked smaller
I
in the
think
catalog.
that-
He ordered.
I'm not sure. I don't think I did that. I would have
You
to
don't
say
think-
I don't think so.
I don't
A
think
lot
I
more.
did, because I don't think I would, but I
We'll
think
blame it on
it's
Erin.
okay.
Erin at the time.
Erin.
She was probably around then.
We'll
Erin,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes, Erin. She loves that her hand will always be, just
yes.
there it is, with that tape on it and blood on it, and we put
That's
ketchup
getting
on
real
it.
confusing to people that don't know what that image is.
Oh yeah, because but it was just a really good film, and so one day maybe Richard will let me play it, since there's no. I guess we can. We have so many restrictions because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
community radio, and you have lawyers waiting and looking, and you
Yes.
have YouTube looking to see if you're going to
Yes.
play anything that looks like it shouldn't be on there, and so
Oh, yeah.
it drives me crazy. I'll go like, "Hey, Richard," like the day of, "Richard, I've got a video. You think we could use it?" He said, "How many times have I got to tell you you can't use a video unless we do something record?" I drive him crazy, but
Well, you should show Sign Off.
that's right.
Sign off.
Sign Off
That-
was really good.
Well,
So that
I
was our
think-
second year, and that's the team that really broke
See,
broke all the
you
records.
think Sign Off was better than the
Give me a sign.
Give Me a Sign?
Yes.
Yeah.
Two.
Give Me a Sign was our first one.
Because
Yes.
Give Me a Sign was kind of campy and corny and a lot of
Yes.
fun, but
It's just getting ready to know, getting
Yeah, Sign
used
Off
to being around.
had a
Sign Off,
lot
though.
of production value.
And like
Yes.
video, and the guy did that poster of it, and I still have that up on the
Yeah.
wall.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that
we
was
still have a copy of it too.
you do. Well, I took a picture and I'll show it to you later of the article they did in the paper about rolling over the big boys and
yeah.
and Nathan's and I'm standing in the back, so it looked like behind every great man there's a woman. It's better, but anyway, I still have that, and my mom's the awards. Remember, we got awards
yeah.
for everybody, and
Yeah.
it was just like that was the coolest thing in the world. And they it had a premiere, and they showed all of the videos, and then they announced the winners
Yeah.
there. And I thought I'd never see something I did up on a screen like that. That was just extremely cool. And so
Oh yeah.
that was fun, and beating everybody, and especially some
Yeah.
people I know that needed to be beaten. And
Yeah, he still regrets that. We're not going to go into that.
but because they say, how Silver Rock? They've got this one little teeny studio, and
Yeah.
how are they going to do anything? They just didn't know who they were up against. It was great. So it was so much fun, and you guys were so wonderful to work with. So I just wanted you to come in and talk about me, and I really appreciate that.
Well, we did.
I mean, the one question I don't know if y'all can see the whole. There's a sign back here. It's Lone Star Community Radio. This is really cool. But a lot of places usually have like a sign like 0 days or 200 days without an accident. And I was just like, I'm looking around. There should be a sign here that says how many days Cindy's gone without talking about being on Johnny Carson.
Richard just grabbed a microphone. I think we're about to hear.
Is that at the print shop still?
Oh no.
That's her favorite go-to
Yeah.
when she has a guest and there's really nothing to talk about, and she's like, "I was on Johnny Carson," and then now it extended to another host we have who usually follows her on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
When he introduces his guest to Cindy.
Oh, yeah.
This is Cindy Cochran. She was on the Johnny Carson show.
See, that's
Not
until
once,
he found
but
out
twice.
until he found out that I interviewed. Yes, right, twice. Until he finds out that I interviewed Bob Smiley, and he goes, "You know Bob Smiley?
Smiley?
Oh my word! You mean you interviewed him? That's great. Like you'll have to tell me when he's going to be on, so I can come up here and just see him. He thinks he's. I mean, he just watches everything, all on TikTok and everything. Now TikTok.
I don't know.
Shame on TikTok. I mean, TikTok is oh goodness, shame. Yeah. But Bob said, "I'm on TikTok," and I went, "Okay, I have to confess, I have watched you on TikTok, but I just watch you, and I don't watch other stuff." And he goes, "But let me tell you what happened. It gave me the biggest numbers I ever had.
yeah.
I have it's crazy." So Cindy said, "Little Cindy,
Yeah.
my granddaughter says, look, I can do something for you on TikTok."
Yeah.
I said, "You can? Okay.
Yeah.
All right." Then she said, "What do you think is the best video that you've done, in
Yeah.
these shows?" And I said, "Johnny Carson show." Okay. So she took the Johnny Carson,
The video,
and and did the intro. And I kept telling him, what we need to do is
Is it up there?
he's
going to
gonna
find
show
it. Yeah.
Finally, here
There
it
it
is.
is.
Okay.
It's clean enough.
We're watching it.
Is this
But you can't hear it.
the second time you were on?
No, this is the
Or
first
is it the
time.
first time?
But
But will he respect you in the morning?
yeah, and she didn't do that one. She didn't
Yeah.
understand that. She says, "What does that mean?"
Yeah.
I went, "I hate that."
Oh yeah.
But it's just a clip. All she did was just a clip. But it goes,
Yeah.
"This is Cindy Cochran," and I wanted Richard to go. So Richard, couldn't you just put that little
just a
part
little-
on at the front of every show,
Yeah.
and just so it's like I get introduced by Johnny Carson, and he hadn't done it yet.
Not yet.
Why is that, Richard?
'Cause
It's
I
on
don't
his
want to.
To-do list. Oh, well, that's simple.
Yeah.
I wonder
Yeah.
why we can't.
I
hear
just
it.
think we need to have like a,
I encourage her to find something new.
yeah, and have people chat in. How just put thumbs up. How many people have never seen Johnny Carson?
They have no idea.
And,
And Cindy goes, my friends are asking me, who's the guy?
Who's the guy?
And and what does he do? And I said, just tell him.
That's Paul Newman.
it's
And they're like,
John.
who's Paul Newman?
He said, the one,
Yeah.
you know, the late night show guy. Who's the one?
Jimmy Fallon?
Jimmy Fallon.
Well, there was Jimmy, and then there
it's-
was the guy before him, and then there was the guy before him, and then there was the guy, that was Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
But it was a
him.
Fallon show, or, yeah, Fallon's the one that followed. Yeah.
There
Because
was
it
like
was Jay
two-
Leno.
Jay Leno was,
after.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jay Leno was before Fallon.
And then who's after Jay Leno? That was
That was
Fallon.
Fallon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you say if you say Fallon, they go like, "Oh man."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How long ago was that guy? How long has that thing been on? But anyway, so she said my friends all liked you,
Yeah.
and within a day and a half, there was over 1,600 views of it.
Yeah.
And so I told Samuel, I said, it's like over 1,600 views of this. And he goes, views are nothing. How many people like you? And I went, oh, it's 108. And he goes, okay, that's okay. But then he takes his out, what they've done,
yeah.
stuff they've done. And Cindy won't let me see everything that she's done.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to have to find out how to get to.
need to inspect
I don't know
that.
how to navigate TikTok yet. She says, there's TikTok, and then there's TikTok, and then there's TikTok, and you have to be careful about. You don't want to go on that. I don't want you on that. I'm going to restrict you from being able to go on that. And I went, okay, all right. But I'm just wanted to see what Bob was talking about, and was right. You can get a lot of views from that. I don't know why you'd get more than YouTube. It's more. I guess it's a whole lot more popular than
It's
YouTube.
out there. It's out there.
But anyway, so I don't know where we were going. Y'all got me out. I'm like that substitute
easy.
teacher to distract me and get me talking about something else. But because I want to talk about y'all and what you've got going, and tell people how to get a hold of you.
Oh, look at that. We're out of time.
What? What? No, we got plenty of time. Okay. All right.
Well, I mean, the coolest thing we did have a big promotion, and we were going to be live on the Cindy Cochran Show this week.
that's right.
So there was that.
Oh.
And
Y'all are so.
no, I mean, we do get to do a lot of things with some really cool charities. The food bank, we just
finished up a video for the food bank. It
That
went off
was-
really well. Yeah.
That one, and that video's out there, because they posted the video.
Yep, the Montgomery County Food Bank. You
Yes.
can see that if you want. We had a lot of fun, and we
Okay.
used some kind of new technology. So Brian and Jacob, you don't know Jacob, but Brian and Jacob have been working on Unreal Engine at the studio, and that's basically a 3D virtual environment software. Right, they use that for the Matrix games and all, and
Oh, the Oculus.
Mandalorian and all those kind of things. So
Yeah.
that's the framework for what we're doing and trying to get into.
Oh man.
So we the food bank came in. They said we have a space themed gala, and we'd like to put Jim Carmen, CEO of Howard Hughes, in space. Can you do it? Yes, we can do it. So I said that before we actually figured out that we could do it.
Yeah.
See, that's great.
I'm sure my wife is listening now going, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. But we did. And through all kinds of challenges on that production, we managed to make it happen. Like between COVID and people getting sick and, all
yes,
kinds of
those,
things with that production. It made it work.
I mean, we've done a lot of new technologies over the years.
Yes.
And this one was definitely the most complicated thing I've ever embarked on. But this new technology that we're really embracing and doing a whole lot of down at Silver Rock, and it's just taken so much to come together. So we've got a team together with Jacob and Jennifer and Mike and I, and putting it all together, and we're getting all ready for this shoot over 1 week, and it was the next Monday or Tuesday we're supposed to start shooting it, and that Saturday I'm like, man, I don't feel good.
Oh no.
But it wasn't too bad. But then I thought, you know what? I got some COVID tests. I'll take one of those just so I can rule that out, so I'm good to go into the shoot. It comes back positive. Like, oh, crud. And Mike I knew you had a dinner or something that night, so I didn't call him right away, but I called Jen and Jacob. I was like, hey, y'all feeling okay? And Jen goes, no, we feel terrible. I was like, go take a COVID test. So it was like, and then I call Mike as soon as I can, and I'm like, well, we had a 4-person crew.
You've been exposed.
So the thing with this technology is it kind of requires at least 3 people, right?
Yeah.
You got a sound person in there that's got to be running sound, a tech person that's running all of the tech from the cameras to the Unreal Engine so that we can key and support this, key this live, right? So we're going to put Jim and his people in a space capsule live, right? It's being keyed and done, recorded right there at the end. And I lost my entire crew.
Yeah.
I was the only one.
I
was the only one.
You went ahead and did it?
Oh, yeah.
So that was the thing. We couldn't do it live. So I had to record it. So we shot it green screen. I brought in Chris Moltop, another masterful director of photography that we bring in from time to time. And he helped me with the first day of shooting. And we got all the space stuff shot that day. And but we didn't do it live. We couldn't do it live. So we had to, once we shot it over green, Brian and Jacob figured out how to play that back out of the camera and record it live through Unreal to give us the same result. So we ended up with the same result afterwards. Mm-hmm. And then we'd take all that into After Effects and do what we need to do inside of After Effects to make it work. So
and that was for the food.
Yeah,
that was
for the food bank.
Yeah. Really, so if you look at it's the Montgomery County Food Bank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look up them, especially on social media. They put those up. It was such, and it's such cool. It's we can plan out
as we
things,
speak. Richard's
but
finding
when you
it.
get thrown a wrench, it's like we learned something new. And so it was like here we were thinking we were going to figure out this one technology, and then all of a sudden we couldn't be there. And then by figuring out how to work around it, we actually learned 20 new tricks that week of how to do more. So it was a Mike had a very rough week that week.
It was tough. It's been a tough start to the year.
But by the time we got when it was coming together and we were seeing it on the screen, everything that we envisioned 2 weeks earlier was coming together. We were like, okay. And then out of that, we look at it and we're like, oh, we got 10 new ideas how to make this even better next week. So,
well, was it live for what reason? Was it?
No, that's what we're aiming for.
Yeah.
Live on what?
So a live green key to a virtual set.
Oh, I'm
so we're
thinking
putting
you had a deadline that you're going to be airing on some. Oh, okay.
Just to the virtual set.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not keying in post. You're not going through After Effects or anything like that to key it. We're keying it in Unreal or with our Ultimate Keyers, one of those, and it's being recorded live so that the actors can see that they're actually in this capsule and see where they're interacting and what they're doing. But I couldn't do any of that when push came to shove that week. So, but that's one of the projects. One of the other projects that we were working on up to that is a documentary on the Woodlands. So we got in touch with, or George's Coffee Club got in touch with us and said, hey, we want to do some interviews for about the Woodlands and about George Mitchell and with the people that we still have with us before, as you know, the people that started the Woodlands, a lot of those first guys are no longer with us, unfortunately. So they came to us to say, do you have any of these interviews? And we said, yeah, we've got a few. Well, we'd like to shoot some more. Can you do it? And because we're really working this technology, trying to work this technology, we all decided let's do that and put them in a virtual environment live. So the key is live, the switch is live, and when we come out at the other end, it's all one piece.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I could show you some images from that.
Yeah.
And we interviewed Kevin Brady. We interviewed,
Ann Snyder,
Joel Derrick, and all the ones that have really started that really were integral in the early stages of the Woodlands and Interfaith and things like that.
Well, we interviewed George Mitchell like 3 times.
Actually, that just came back up yesterday.
We're going to be using.
So we're going to be using that again.
You're going to be using it? Oh, good.
Yeah, Interfaith called us up and said they'd like to do a history video or update the history video that we did way back then for that. And what do we have and what can we get to? So that interview is coming back.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I just wonder if it goes the place where he said, I asked him how he named the Woodlands, and he said he let her he was going to let her do it, and she wanted to call it Strawberry Fields, and he said, I wasn't having anything called Strawberry Fields, so I'll just name it as we find.
Yeah.
And he said, I'll let her name something else. But that couple was so great. That was so much fun to interact with them, and George Mitchell was so down to earth, like whatever we need to do, let's do it.
It has been through with what we've done over the years, especially getting to interview George Mitchell and some of these founders, and actually watching this city of the Woodlands. And it's not just the Woodlands. I mean, it's this whole area,
Right.
just coming and to where it is now. And so many people don't know the story of that. And the coolest thing is the story doesn't really go back that far. It's not like it's hundreds of years old.
No.
50 years.
Yeah, and it's really neat. And a lot of the people, when you drive around and you see the names of these schools and all that, you're like, oh, there's Snyder Elementary. That was my neighbor, and so these street names and all those people, a lot of them are still here. And when you walk under the bridge by the Goose's Acre and you see this marquee to Alex Sutton, he's such a cool guy to just hear stories about these early thoughts they had of designing things.
So here's an example, and I know your viewers won't be able to see this, of what we're doing.
I love to tease them like that.
You can see these two gentlemen here. Well, that's Bruce Tuff, and I don't know the gentleman that he's interviewing there, but
Bruce Tuff.
yeah. So
Bruce
that
is
environment right there,
yeah,
it actually looked like that. So green screen, full green.
Sure.
And
I can show my
that's
camera.
the finished project.
Yeah.
That's the finished product.
So it is kind of like what you'd expect to see in movies doing green screen, but it all happens in real time.
Yeah.
And so,
Can you see
having the
it?
green screen, but then we can put them in an environment to where it looks like they're actually in a, and then the cool
careful,
thing
don't
being-
swipe left.
Don't swipe left.
Just kidding.
Yeah. But having
Just
these
kidding, honey.
environments in real time, it enables us to have our studio be kind of any place. We can do all
Anywhere.
kinds of environments. We're doing that, and we've had so many times where we'd have to travel across Houston to have this multi-hour setup and sit in traffic and get there to run up and lug all kinds of gear we can upstairs into some building to do an interview for 20 minutes, and then it'd be raining outside, or there's something, or there's bad weather,
Yeah.
or noise,
Or
and
there's
all
a
that.
lawn crew
Oh
or
yeah,
something.
lawn crews
Oh,
and all
my
that.
word.
But in our studio, I mean, we've had it to where it was raining and thundering outside. We didn't even know it was raining till you opened the door.
So we recently started another project to that point called the Pros Show, and there's a golf pro out at Carlton Woods that had been doing this for Carlton Woods for a long time. Came to us, Jason Alexander came to us and said, "Hey, Mike, he's 6'2", full of energy, more energy than you could possibly imagine. Mike, I want to do this show. Can you guys do it? Yeah, sure, man. Let's talk about it. Show me some notes." He shows me 2 pages of handwritten notes. I said, "We're gonna have to get this organized." So, long story short, we got it organized, and we've done now 2 shows.
Richard.
And the last show we did was with an interview with Kubiak, Texans head coach.
Oh
So,
my God!
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
how fun!
So it was a really lot of fun,
Yeah.
and we did the same thing. Put him in green screen, put him over green, and shot live to the background. And I wish I could bring that one up, because the background on that, if you get a chance, take a look at it. You can find the Pros Show
Yeah.
on YouTube, or
Pros show. He's working on it over here. I gave him a link.
there's
Yeah,
There.
that's been a fun thing and exciting, and such
again.
a neat
This will
group
give you an idea.
that is
Here's the
not just
here it is,
passionate about
and that's the
their.
finished product.
oh, so they can't see. They have no idea what this is going to look like.
We
at
put
all.
the monitors out so they can see it.
Oh,
but-
you did?
yeah.
Okay. That's amazing.
Yeah, that one has really. I believe that one's got some legs. It's a full 30-minute
Yeah.
show. That's it right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got it.
And it's really cool. It's
And-
not just sports. Jason's son is a special needs kid, so it's actually going to help promote and bring awareness to their needs and all
Oh,
that.
that's
So
great.
it's like anything with a heart, it's like, oh yeah, we're going to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then all of a
There's
sudden
our-
the extra hours is just fun. So that's actually in our studio and all in real time, so where they can interact. We can put things on the screens. We can even add Zoom or Skype calls in real time in a virtual environment from anywhere in the world. And then with it, since it's all in real time, we do have the ability to actually stream it live. So it can be very much in and out all in real time. And,
That's
It's
amazing.
just expanding
Oh,
us
you
from
guys.
having a simple
There he
white
is.
set.
There's Coach.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Look at
And
that.
so
So all
it's
of
been
that,
fun.
all of that is based. He's the only thing in our studio is him. The rest of that is in a computer.
That is
Yes, Dion
just
and
amazing.
Yep.
Oh, you have come a long way, baby. That looks like
We've done a little bit.
Jump far into it because it changes up a lot.
Well, see, when you
some of that's shot outside. You can,
You know.
he's got some characters that are just fascinating.
Yep.
what does that
And
say? I just read it.
Yeah,
It said
yeah.
it. Okay.
So
Don't swipe left.
Let's just say that's a golf term.
It's a golf term.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I didn't know
I can
it.
see them. I can see them advertising on TV.
There's Coach.
Yeah.
And they're all in green. They have-
Yep. Even the desk.
Yes.
So the
and,
desk
and you got the
was-
reflection
Yeah.
of the.
That's Jacob. That's Jacob that made that happen for us. Yeah. He did a really good. He's done a really
Was
good
he?
job.
Did he come on as an intern and they just?
No,
No.
Jacob actually came to us through Jennifer. Do you remember Jennifer? So
Yes,
Jennifer started
yeah.
with us 10 years ago, I think. Now, thanks to Mr. Larry McKee.
Yes.
And
Oh, that's right.
she started dating Jacob years and years ago.
Yeah.
Well, they got married, and now they have a little baby, a baby
Yeah.
girl. And Jacob is our mastermind behind the
And
3D program.
And
or
we
the
have to
Unreal
say
Engine.
we have to say JC because that JC's the little one, and so JC we get Jen and Jacob because JC comes to the studio and brings them.
Oh, I love that, JC.
JC
Yeah.
is their
Well,
little baby.
Do you? Are you still doing Dinesh?
Yes.
We do. That
Yes.
was actually the first project I was talking to you about.
You know,
earlier,
I was talking to Denton,
Yeah.
and I said, well, Brian and Mike are doing that podcast. It's not podcast, but is it a
we
called
generally call
podcast?
It is
podcast,
a podcast,
yeah.
but it's also a TV show.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it goes out as 2 shows.
So so just an audio version of it goes out,
No,
or s-
also an audio
Yeah,
version.
there's an audio version. It goes on YouTube, which means it's limited to what he could talk about. and then Rumble, which opens up more. And then there's Salem News, which is a radio, but they've also got into some video podcasts. And then there's a Salem News channel that it goes on. And
Dinesh is the one
yes,
who-
the Dinesh D'Souza show. It depends on where it is, Dinesh D'Souza show or Dinesh D'Souza podcast.
Yeah.
And that one's been pretty fascinating and gotten us into.
I was so shocked.
Yeah.
He said, "You know who's upstairs?"
Yeah, yeah.
Is
It's
because
been
he said,
going-
"Y'all got to be quiet," or something. We had to be quiet because
Yeah.
y'all were shooting that, and
Yeah.
I was like, "So, oh man, if I could just
Yeah.
go touch his coattails, that would be great." Because he's like a hero in mine.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was
There
the
he
big
is.
project
And-
that was a big project at the start of last year.
Yeah.
Was his 2,000 Mules.
Oh, he
So
is.
we were fortunate enough to be hired by them and the executive producers to
And
put
this
that
is
together
some-
at the studio.
Yeah,
So-
even that show, that was yesterday's or a couple days ago. And like the guest, I can't pronounce Yair.
Okay, I got it.
I mean, it's like the guest he has. The guy that was on yesterday is the son of the Prime Minister of Israel. And there was one morning, that's him. He was really interesting. He's really outspoken and just a really neat advocate for what's going on over there. And we've had just so many people on there. It's been really
Yo,
fascinating. And it's like when we see this stuff in the news and things going on, it's like here. It's like I have to be on a Zoom call with these people for 20 minutes instead of getting the little 1 minute snippet that's edited.
Right.
We actually get to be parts of conversation and stuff. And
That's
and
amazing.
I could say I've been on a phone call with Trump. I didn't get to talk to him, but I had to
You could hear him.
I had to patch it through. And technically I was on the phone call, but
Yes. Well, you're probably glad you
and-
didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then part of 2,000 Mules is Mike and I and our wives did have to go to the premiere at Mar-a-Lago. So, we
Y'all did?
we were
Y'all went
invited.
to?
So we got to go do that.
love that.
Yeah. And it was weeks
That was-
before the FBI came and
It destroyed
all that stuff. But it was a lot of
It
fun.
destroyed
And we
everything.
got to meet
But
some
y'all,
of our, we
here's-
got to meet some of our heroes, Kevin Sorbo and
Yep.
Hercules.
Yeah.
Wow.
And,
Stood, shook his hand, had a couple
oh,
drinks
yeah,
with
he
him.
was cool.
It's really neat.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
We have a Dwayne Johnson lookalike come in here after
Oh.
my show every time.
Nice.
And, I thought it
That's
it
solid.
was Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
I walked out. It's Armando's show, and they promote all the events that are going on.
Yeah.
But I never seen. And he comes walking in. He's got the glasses on. He's got the tattoo little
Yeah.
sleeves, and he's got the build
Yeah.
and the look and the. So I passed by, and Armando was saying, "Hey, how do you know Bob Smiley?" And I went, "Bob Smiley? How do you know? How do you know him?" He said, "That's Coffee or Huffy,
Yeah.
Huffy." And so anyway, it was like, man. But y'all are making my interviews with my exterminator look bad, and so I'm
that's
going to have
fine.
to kick up
But
my
you have-
game.
I mean, it's been fun because you've had Denton Florian that we did. We did our
Yes.
Sam Houston project with
Right.
that got us an Emmy Award.
Right.
That one's out there and great, and we're trying to expand that into a Texas show podcast. So that's kind of that's coming, and one of our premier interviews was Craig Campobella, who is absolutely the most interesting man in Montgomery
I got
County.
him before you. I know I got him before y'all.
No,
I got him
no.
before back in the day. when
Craig
we were at the
Campobella
other-
did the voice of Sam Houston
I know
on our
he
documentary.
did.
He did that because we got him for
yeah, oh,
the
yeah.
women's video that we did.
Yes, and he is.
And I got to do. What did I get to do? I did something on that video. Maybe it was just
cater?
shut up.
Was it a?
I did a voiceover for it. It
Yes.
was for
Oh,
PBS. Yeah, because for PBS was gonna,
Yes, yeah.
Oh, for the Sam Houston documentary.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see?
that's
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and I haven't gotten a royalty from that yet. Anyway, but I want to tell y'all, thank you so much for being here. It is just, it's amazing. Y'all are amazing. And the Silver Rock Productions, silverrockproductions.com.
.net.
Okay. I was just testing
That
you.
was
I knew
always
that.
one we
I
couldn't
knew
get.
I
we
just was.
couldn't. Yeah, some construction company or something.
Yeah.
.com and
Oh,
we
that's
just stuck
yeah,
with
that's right.
.net.
Well, .net,
And,
silverrockproductions.net.
Silverrock.net.
Social
Silverrock.net.
media.
Silver
That's okay.
Rock.
You'll
It's
get
not
it.
all one word. It's Silver Rock. And Cindy wanted me y'all to bring Silver Rock candy, and you didn't. I
Oh,
forgot to call.
No,
we
we have some.
Okay.
Those
Yeah.
little
Right.
Silver Rock chocolates.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
she
still
said.
have some.
Please, she asked and said again tonight, this morning to do that. Okay.
bring the-
So I've got to wrap. We're going out, right? Okay. First responders, we love you so much, and we admire you, and we think you're great. And what's great is that God loves you even more than we do. But thank you so much. And this is my weekend eve. It's Friday Eve. So y'all have a good weekend. I'm going to have a good weekend. You've been listening to the Cindy Cochran Show that was sponsored by Chris Wootton, and it's Real Reality Radio.
Every week, people ask the same two questions. Are they ready to retire? Will their savings last for their lifetimes? Hi, this is Chris Wootton with Wootton Financial Group. Our firm has been in Montgomery County for decades, but the hopes and dreams of the people we serve never change. We help answer these two questions and many more that people have about their uncertain financial future. We have a simple introductory client experience that allows us to get to know the client and includes a few meetings for the client to kick the tires at no charge. We provide a concise, one-page summary that helps the client get a better handle on which questions are the right questions for them. To learn more about Wootton Financial Group's process in helping their clients to a clearer financial future and to see their contact information, visit Cindy Cochran Show page on irlonestar.com/TCCS. Wootton Financial Group is a proud sponsor of the Cindy Cochran Show. Wootton Financial Group is available by phone at 936-449-5952 or visit them on the web at www.woottonfinancial.com. That's www.woottonfinancial.com.
This program is sponsored by the Wootton Financial Group. It is not the intent of Wootton Financial Group to render or offer personalized investment advice or financial planning advice through this radio program or any related website. Wootton Financial Group's participation in this program is limited to providing general information on financial matters and should not be construed as financial recommendation or investment advice. Investment advisory services are offered through Game Plan Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission and the state of Texas. Insurance services are offered through Wootton Financial Group, Inc. Game Plan Advisors and Wootton Financial Group, Inc. are affiliated through common ownership, and neither firm is affiliated with the Cindy Cochran Show. No listener should assume that any information presented and or made available on this program serves as the receipt of or a substitute for personalized individual advice from Game Plan Advisors, Wootton Financial Group, or any